Hey, today is laundry day. I forgot to put on deodorant, and I also got a haircut recently. Also, I'm going to be talking about 3 movies from the last 3 decades, and the names of those 3 movies are Matchstick Men, Salt, and a third movie. First up is Matchstick Men. This is a 2003 movie starring Nicolas Cage and Sam Rockwell. The basic premise is it's about a couple of con men doing con jobs. But it's a little different because Nicolas Cage has some OCD tendencies that are really ridiculous and kind of annoying. Thankfully, they're not in a ton of the movie. This one came as a recommendation from my brother Justin. I was kind of thinking about the movie, and then I'd seen that he was started to watch the movie but didn't finish the movie, so we started talking about it, and he's like, oh no, you should definitely watch it. So I went for it, and yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It definitely had lots of twists and turns. I actually watched it on a car ride. Don't worry, I wasn't driving. And about halfway through the movie, my mom was like, hey, Charlie, something. And I was like, pause. Okay, what? And then after that happened, I then turned to Justin and I complained about something in the movie. And then I kind of had a guess about where everything was going. And yeah, I nailed my guess. I fully predicted where the movie was gonna end up. Now, it's not always the best if you can, see where a movie is going, but as long as it still is entertaining and has charm, it's not the worst thing. And yeah, this movie was still enjoyable. It wasn't the most amazing thing, but it also wasn't the worst thing. It's a good, solid, middle-of-the-road movie. It almost feels like it wants to be a knockoff Leon, the Professional, but it doesn't quite work. But I still enjoyed it. It was good. I would recommend it if you really like con movies or if you really like Nicolas Cage or Sam Rockwell. But who doesn't love Sam Rockwell? But it's not like you gotta go out of your way to see this movie. It's more of a if this is the only thing you're kind of vaguely interested in, then go for it. Next up is Salt. This is a 2010 movie starring Angelina Jolie. It is a mystery action thriller thing. And again, it's pretty good. It's all right. It feels a lot like a 90s thriller, which I really appreciated. They did a really good job with lots of practical stunts. And the movie had so many twists and turns, you really did not know where it was going to end up. Sort of. Whenever we kind of went down a new path, it was easy to believe. Though, it also had lots of bad editing and some really cringy dialogue at times. And then just some stupid, unrealistic things that just pulled me out of the movie. I'm like, okay, all right. I can suspend my disbelief, but when the rest of the movie is fairly grounded and they do something a little more ridiculous, it's okay. But that being said, it's definitely not a bad movie. It's definitely not a great movie. It's pretty much textbook definition, middle-of-the-road movie. And that's fine. It's sort of a turn your brain off action mystery thriller. So if that's what you're in the mood for, go for it. Otherwise, it's okay to miss this one. And lastly is, I don't know how to say the name of this movie. It's a dog disease, I think. The basic premise is it's about 2 people who collect dead animals to be incinerated, either pets or roadkill, though I don't think they were supposed to collect the roadkill. This gets the honor of being the 3rd movie so far this year that I was not able to finish. Going in, I was a little cautious because it had the same thing that The Assassin did, where it had very high critic reviews and then very mixed audience reviews. And I can do artsy movies, but this one just didn't work for me. There was hardly any dialogue in the movie, which is fine, but they're also doing really weird stuff that they're not explaining. And I think that's supposed to be a mystery to draw you along. But it just was sort of more annoying. And the movie's also really depressing because it's kind of a post-apocalyptic world or just a really poor area. I'm not really sure. Again, I didn't finish it. I don't really know what the point of this movie is. It's also kind of gross and graphic at times, which, again, there are things that I can be fine with, but it just didn't work for me here. So halfway through, I shut it off to watch 3 episodes of Parks and Rec. And that was a good choice. I'm really glad I did that. I'm very okay having not finished this movie. All Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Matchstick Men sitting at number 112 in the liked category. And then not too far behind that is Salt, sitting at number 125, also in the liked category. And then bringing up the rear, rightfully so, is whatever the name of that third movie was. Sitting at number 173 in the didn't liked category. And this is out of a total of 180 movies so far this year.